Ciao, homie. What's up, YouTube, or for my Esperanto-speaking friends, Tube. Welcome again to My Block Strongest Man, where we go through all of the things you need to do to be innovative about your exercise routine, using things all around you, at your house, around your yard, and so forth. It's always better to get off the couch and move than it is to sit around all day. Burning some calories is better than burning 0 calories. So today I wanted to talk about what the Block's Strongest Man does for a great breakfast. And I like to make dark chocolate pancakes from Kodiak Cakes. So if you take a look at the box here, and I'll put a link in the description below if you want to try them out. They make a bunch of different flavors. I like the dark chocolate flavor the best. And as you can see here, these are all the ingredients. So I use their mix, the dark chocolate one, which you've seen I've put into a bowl. That's 2 cups worth. And then I mix it with 2 cups of 2% milk. And then 2 eggs, 2, 2, 2. If I want to make half a batch, it's 1 of everything. 1 egg, 1 cup of milk, and 1 cup of mix. So pretty easy for me to remember. What I like to do is make enough for the whole family for the whole week. So that's what I do. I make it once, usually on a Sunday or a Monday, and it'll last the whole week. It's great for breakfasts, not every day. You know, we kind of switch off and have different things on different days, but they're good for snacks too. If you happen to get hungry in the middle of the day, the mix is higher in protein, and the fact that I'm adding in a couple eggs and some milk adds some more protein on top of that. So it's always kind of a good idea to make stuff like this in batches. And if you ever watch Greg Doucette on his channel, he does the same thing with his French toast, right? Make it in batches. And so as you can see, what I'm doing here is mixing up the mix with the eggs and the milk, cracking the eggs, throw it in the garbage. I try to keep everything close together so that it's easy cleanup, easy peasy cleanup. And so what you want to do is grab a whisk like I'm doing here, and you may use a pan, or I have a griddle on my oven. I like to use the griddle because it's long and rectangular and lets me make a bunch of them at once. And so as you see here, you want to get either a spoon, a whisk, or what have you, some bowl that's large enough to make the batch that you want to make. And just mix and mix. You'll see it's lumpy at first. So you want to mix and mix until you get it nice and smooth. You don't want lumpy pancakes with pockets of flour in there, right? Nobody likes that. And so just keep mixing and mixing until you get it nice and smooth. And you want to use your whisk or your spoon or whatever implement you have to scrape off the sides as well. And what you can see here is that's my griddle, right? So I have a 4-burner stove and a big griddle right in the middle. And so as you can see, the temperature-wise, I want to keep it kind of medium, right? Like halfway as high as it'll go. And my griddle has 2 burners underneath it, one near one side and one near the other. And that's what those 2 knobs were, right? So I want to get them both around the equal kind of heat, right? So medium heat for both. And so you can see from this view, you see the flames underneath. They're not really, big or really small, kind of in between. And you'll see I just grab a little scooper spoon and I'm just pouring it in, right? So my griddle will accommodate medium-sized pancakes 4 or 5 at a time. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just pouring them out, and that ladle or that spoon will do like 1.5 pancakes. So I fill it up maybe 2/3 of the way full is 1 pancake, and then I just grab some more, hold the bowl, keep it close by. And of course, you want to make cleanup easy on yourself, so try to pour right on top of your griddle or pan, and keep your bowl in your other hand so you can catch any dripping as you're pouring it on there. So what you want to look for while this stuff is cooking, you don't want to overcook it. They're thin, so they will easily burn. You really have to be careful with that. So as you can see here, I have my spatula ready, my flipper ready to flip them over. And so it's just kind of a quick flip motion. And you see the bubbles starting to form in these protein pancakes now. So when you get bubbles that are pretty much all the way through, as you're starting to see on them now, especially on the first one I poured toward the bottom, I'll go ahead and grab them, flip them over. You may have to do a little scraping underneath. What I like to do to make this easier is before I even begin, I put like a little thin layer of butter, not too much, just a kind of a flat tablespoon to cover the whole griddle. I melt it slightly, and I get a paper towel and kind of spread it all around before it gets too hot, because we don't want to burn ourselves or the paper towel. and then they kind of, as you can see, come off pretty easily. That color is what you want. Any darker than that, it's starting to burn. And you also want to be careful if your griddle has hot spots or if your pan is larger than the stovetop heater is, and you get hot spots there. So if you see the third one up is like slightly burned because that's a hot spot on my griddle. So I have to be really careful to get that one first, even though it's not the first one I poured. And so what I'm doing there is with the spatula, I kind of pat them down, right? Because when you flip them over, they puff up a little bit. And what I do is the way that I time it is once you flipped it, they don't have to cook very much at all on the other side because most of the cooking's already happened. And so I pat them each about 10 times, which is like, I don't know, 10, 15 seconds or so, and then they're ready to come off. So there you saw about 5 of them ready to come up. Remember, turn your heat all the way off when you're done. And here you see a whole week's worth. So counting what's in that basket and what was on the griddle, that's 31 pancakes I made, and it took, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes. It's not very long. One other thing I probably would want to let you know to keep in mind is have some good ventilation. If you have, a vent in your kitchen, turn it on or open a door. If you don't catch them right away, you will get a little bit of smoke, so you want to just remedy that problem before it happens. And so that's my video on showing you how to make protein pancakes the right way, the fun way, the delicious way to get some extra nutrients into your diet. And that's what I like to do for breakfast as my Block's Strongest Man. So if you haven't done so yet, make sure to subscribe to this channel. By this time, I've done, 19 videos. If you're still around, you like the content, so, please go ahead and subscribe. Share this with everybody you know. I really could appreciate the support. Like the video. And remember to hit that bell button, because subscribing without the bell button won't notify you, and you want to know every time I'm coming out with new great content, because I'm doing so very often now. I've kind of looked at my average and I'm doing 4 or 5 a week. So I'm trying to really give you lots of great content almost every day, if not every other day, every 2 or 3 days. So you have some great ideas to consume and to kind of take to your own doctors and nutritional and training experts to evaluate for yourself, whether they be nutrition ideas or training ideas. And again, I'm not a doctor, I'm not any of those things, so run all these things by your health professionals before trying them. But hopefully this channel and this video has given you some ideas to kind of get more active in your home when you think maybe you don't have the right set of exercise equipment to get things done and really burn some calories. So thanks again for joining my Block's Strongest Man. I appreciate it. I'll see you next time. And until then, as always, ciao, homie.